Hi, my name is Thomas, and I'm one of the guitar instructors here at Notes and Beats. I wanted to take a moment today to talk about perhaps one of the most overlooked components of guitar playing, especially when you're first starting out, and that's how you pick the guitar strings. When we first begin playing, we get so caught up in what the left hand is doing. We've got to make all of these complicated chord shapes, we've got all of these finger exercises to help us keep our fingers close to the frets, but no matter how much you develop this technique, if you fail to do that with your right hand, you're not going to get a good sound, because this guy is responsible for the sound that comes out of your instrument, much more so than what your left hand is doing. So today, what I'm going to do is just introduce you to basic components to picking. Now, when it comes to holding the pick, I like to think of the game Thumb War. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that game, but it's one where you take your fingers and you wrap them around someone else's fingers and then you try to tackle their thumb with your thumb. Well, when you set your hand up like that to grab someone else's fingers to play that game, it's actually a good way to start to find your primary picking position, right? So I have my hand set up. It's almost like I'm going to grab something, and then my thumb is going to be resting on top of my index finger, all right? Now, what I'm going to do with the pick is I'm going to take the pick, and I'm going to take the triangular end, this thick end here, and I'm going to place it on top of my index finger like this, so that the triangle part is facing the inner part of my hand, and the point is facing my knuckle. And then I'm going to take my thumb and rest it on top of the pick. All right? So the final product looks a little bit like this. Now, the rest of your fingers should be in a relaxed position. So that means not out like this or like this. If they're like that, your hand's going to be tense. And in order to really get comfortable using a pick, we want to make our hand as relaxed as possible. We are not going to be needing the left hand. So you can either take the left hand and you can put it down by your side, or you can put it on top of the guitar. That's kind of where I like to put it. That way we can focus on looking at exactly what our right hand is doing at all times. It's amazing how much more accurate you get when you're actually looking at what you're doing. So, to start, we're going to start all of these exercises are going to involve playing each string 4 times. And it's important to note that when we play the strings, we're not just going to pick down, but we're going to pick up as well. Right? So 4 hits on the string is actually going to be going down, up, down, up. It'll look like this. Down, up, down, up. It's important to get comfortable picking both directions, because if you can pick both directions comfortably, you'll be guaranteed more speed than somebody that can only pick one direction. Okay? So the first exercise we're going to do, we're just going to start on this low E string, and we're going to play each string 4 times, going all the way to the high E string, and then back up to the low E string. So it'll look like this. Low E, A, D, G, B, E, B, G, D, A, low E. The second exercise we're going to do involves actually skipping. Because in most music, you're not necessarily going to play one string after the other all the time, right? You might skip from one string to the next. So it's important to work on getting comfortable with doing that. What we're going to do is we're going to start on this low E, and we're going to skip over the A string, and we're going to play the D string. Then we're going to skip over the G string and play the B string. After that, we're going to play the high E, which is right next to the B string. But we're setting ourselves up to go back up. So we're going to play the high E string, skip the B to go to G, then we're going to skip the D to go to A, and then finish with the low E string. So it'll look like this. Low E, D, B, high E, G, A,